So those are some nice clips, but we could make that look a lot better if we tightened up the action. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the new action pop-up, and I'm going to choose the precision editor. When I do that, what drops down is a magnified view of the edit that we're working on. And what you see here is everything on the upper line is all of the material to the left of the edit, and everything on the lower line is everything to the right of the edit. And I can skim back and forth and actually see the edit happen, but I can also skim on this clip and I can see the content before and after the edit on the clip on the left, and I can do the same thing on the clip on the right. So I can see all the different material that could be used for this edit. And everything you see here is interactive. I can grab this clip and move it back and forth. I can grab this clip and move it back and forth and adjust the edit any way that I'd like. Another really cool thing that I can do is I can actually come in here and just pick a spot and just click. And when I click, that point will slide over, and that becomes the point where the edit takes place in that clip. Let's come down to this clip here, and I'll pick a corresponding spot here where he goes in the water, and we'll click, and now let's take a look at the edit. So we've got this nice kind of shift in the angle. Now, very, very easy. So if we just take a listen here now to the audio, notice the audio shifts there because the audio is cutting at the same point the video does, and so because of the change in the angle, it sounds different. We can take care of that by just selecting the audio button here, and now I can actually see my audio track separately here, and I can actually go in and I can adjust this separately by dragging it. So now what I've done is I've made the audio on the first clip extend beyond the edit point. So let's go ahead and play that back. So we just get a nice clean piece of audio from the clip on the left. So as you can see, this is a really complex edit. In a Pro Tool, this would take a lot more steps, and we've done it in a nice, really interactive, visual way. Next thing I want to show, I want to switch to a different project. So the way I'll do that is I'll click and go to my new project library. The project library now shows you these great little film strips of each of your projects, so it makes it really easy to find. I'm going to switch over to this project of an African safari. This is actually some footage that I shot about a year ago on a trip to Africa, and I'll switch over to the corresponding event. Let's go ahead and take a look at this clip down here. This was shot in the back of a Jeep that was bouncing along, and the footage probably wouldn't be something that you'd actually use because there's just too much motion in it. One of the really cool new features we have is video stabilization. Now this stabilization is done in a two-step process. The first step, the iMovie goes through and analyzes each frame of your video and compares it to the one before and one after and figures out what all the motion is. That takes some time, but it can be done on an entire event all at once. And once that's been done, as it has for this event here, all I have to do is select the segment of the video that I want and just drag it up here into my project. And when we play it back now, the stabilization's been applied, and it almost looks like the car was floating along there. So you can see a huge difference. Now, I have another clip down here, and this one we were kind of chasing some gazelle in a Jeep, and it's almost hard to see the gazelle in there because the Jeep is bouncing around so much. If I just go ahead and take that clip, select it, and then drag it up here into my timeline, and now when I play it back, now the gazelle pop out because it's been stabilized so much. And you notice all I had to do was just drag that in, and the stabilization takes place. Let's take a look at another clip down here. We've got this great shot of this leopard coming down out of the tree, but it goes by so fast. It'd be really cool if we could slow that down. So let's go ahead, we'll select this, and I'm just going to drag this up here into my project. And now from the action menu, I'm going to choose Clip Adjustments. This brings up my inspector and allows me to adjust things. So we've got a nice slider here for speed. If I drag it to the right, the clip will go faster. Drag it to the left, the clip will go slower. We'll go ahead and do that, and let's just play that back. You'll notice it's now at half speed, no rendering, no waiting, takes place immediately. Another cool feature we have here is we have video effects. So we've got some great effects that you can do, and all I have to do is skim back and forth across the thumbnail, and I can see what it looks like. We've got some really cool effects like cartoon, we've got a nice vignette, we've even got an X-ray effect. One that a lot of people like is aged film. So I'm going to go ahead and select that, and so now if I play this back, this clip's been stabilized, slowed down, and the aged film has been added, no rendering, all done in real time. It's going to make it really easy to enhance your movies. So we've added a number of other elements for enhancing your movies. Over here on my Maps and Backgrounds panel, you can see we have 4 different styles of map, and we have flat and globe maps. I'm going to go ahead and grab a flat education map, drag it up into my project, and now all I have to do is set the starting and ending location. We actually did start in San Francisco, which is the default, but the trip was actually to Botswana. So I'm just going to type in a couple of letters. The list is filtered down. I select Botswana, and I can actually change what I want the name on the map to be. So I'll just type in Safari, and then when we go ahead and play this back, you get this really cool animated map from one location to another. I can even just take one of the other styles and drag it on top of this one. When I let go, it remembers the starting and ending location. Let's take a look at this one. We get this really cool animated map, and you can even stack these together if you went through multiple cities along the way. So some really cool maps that we have now. We have some other elements. We have some new transitions. We have a whole bunch of new animated titles that are really cool. The thing I'm going to show you now is our themes. So with the themes, we have 5 themes, and I can skim across to get a look at how they look. We have things like comic book and scrapbook, film strip. I'm going to go ahead and pick photo album. And when I select this, what iMovie is going to do is it's going to go in and it's going to add some titles and transitions. It's going to go ahead and put a title at the beginning, and it's going to use the name of our project automatically. It's going to put in some cool transitions in here. It's going to mix those with cross dissolves, and it's even, down at the end, going to put an ending slide in, and it's going to use the name from the address book on this machine. This is Phil's machine, so it's picked up his name automatically. So let's go ahead and switch over to full screen and take a look at what that looks like. So you can see how nice and professional those look. So super easy to create really great looking movies. This is actually just a subset of all the new features in iMovie 09. I encourage you to go down to the booth or go to apple.com to check out the full set of features. Thanks very much.
Isn't that incredible? An amazing software, and thanks to Randy and his team and to everyone who's worked on it. It's so powerful. And just watching that, I'm so impressed that I edited that myself. So that's just some of the features in that new iMovie 09 that's going to make it a video editing product that every customer is going to love. Old iMovie users as well as all the new people that are going to get into video editing now with this incredible software. So that's the second application in the new iLife 09. I'd like to show you just one more. I'd like to talk to you about the new GarageBand 09. Now, GarageBand 09 has a number of really great features, great new guitar effects, great way to jam in Magic GarageBand. But I'm not going to tell you about those. I want to tell you about just one feature because it's really the most exciting one and a true breakthrough. The team was challenged with doing something no one's ever done before, to create a piece of software that can help people learn to play a musical instrument. So that's the biggest new feature in GarageBand 09. It's called Learn to Play. So what's Learn to Play? When you go into Learn to Play, you get a new user interface. You can learn to play a guitar or keyboards. You see the instrument you've chosen facing you so you can easily see what you're going to learn on that instrument. You have an instructor up above. In this case, this is Tim, and it's in HD resolution, and he's going to teach you how to play the instrument. And down below at the bottom of the window are controls so that you control the rate at which you learn, the sections you're studying, do it slowly, quickly, jump ahead. You're in complete control of the learning experience. So we just play a snippet of one of these lessons to give you a feel for what it's like to learn to play in GarageBand 09.
This is the first in a series of lessons that will help you learn how to play the guitar. In this one, I'll give you a short introduction to the instrument and help you get started quickly with some music that's really easy to play. Many blues and jazz songs use a chord progression called the 12-bar blues. We're going to learn the progression in the key of A using the 3 chords A,